Welcome to Viking Radio Theatre's season finale. My name is Walter Lutsch, and I'll be your host for this episode as we wrap up our second season. If this is your first time tuning into our show, here's a quick introduction. Viking Radio Theatre is a monthly radio drama program produced, written, acted, and recorded at Western Washington University in Bellingham. It's our mission to familiarize a new audience with the unique creativity and imagination that comes from listening to thrilling stories over the radio. And to help us do it, we want to give local writers and actors their chance to be on the air. Emails are always welcome at vikingradiotheatre@gmail.com. Visit us on Facebook, where you can follow the makers of the show, or listen to all 2 seasons of episodes at any time on our YouTube channel. Headlining this episode, we have Liberal Arts Pirates by Dwayne Yancey.
In the school counselor's office, a guidance counselor meets with a student to offer career options.
Let's see. We've got your test scores here, and your transcripts. And these are the results of your aptitude tests. Interesting. Very interesting. We'll come back to those. So, well, I think we're ready then. So, Jeremy, is it? We're here today to talk about some of your career options. Now, let me ask you something I ask everyone who comes in for career counseling, and that is...
I want to be a pirate!
I beg your pardon?
I want to be a pirate!
A pirate.
Pirates, you know, the scourge of the 7 seas. Bloodthirsty, walk the plank, eye patch wearing, parrot on the shoulder, pollywinna cracker, pirates!
I know what a pirate is.
So can you help me then? I've already got the earring, see?
Yes, that's very nice, but I don't think any of the big pirate companies are hiring right now. So perhaps we could...
Oh, that's okay. Pirates are very entrepreneurial. They're like technology startups. None of that corporate life for me, no siree. Too many rules, too many layers of management. Stifles initiative. I'm gonna be me own boss. Just run up the Jolly Roger and let fly with the shot. Give no quarter, take no prisoners, that sort of thing. Unless, of course, there's ransom involved. Then I'll take prisoners. After all, I'm just in it for the money. That and the glory.
I see. Well, if we could move on to some more practical alternatives.
Oh, being a pirate is very practical. I mean, there is some capital investment involved. You need a bark, a hull, a tub, a ship. But if you're lucky, you can steal it. And then after that, your only real investment is your crew. And you can just scour about any waterfront tavern and find enough scurvy dogs to put to sea for the promise of easy treasure. They're probably the ones who didn't go to career day, I bet.
No, probably not. Now, if we could concentrate on...
A nickname. I need a good nickname. Something catchy, something colorful, something that inspires respect from me friends, something that puts fear into the heart of me enemies. Do you think you could help me there?
Are you quite done?
A little overboard, huh?
Way overboard.
And not like man overboard either? You mean like over the top overboard?
Uh-huh.
I see.
The student takes a deep sigh and throws up his arms.
So, what do you have?
Well, there are the usual openings with some of the fast food chains.
Dang liberal arts degree.
And here's something with pizza delivery. And let's see. No, you're a bit overqualified for this one.
The end. That was Liberal Arts Pirates by Dwayne Yancey. The narrator was played by Robert Frederiksen, the counselor was played by Michi Fields, and the student was played by Rob Jones. Next up is Carrie's All-Night Diner by Kallan Gustafson.
Dan sits alone in a booth late at night, clutching his cup of coffee with trembling hands. Carrie approaches him.
Would you like a refill?
Dan is startled by her voice and spills his coffee everywhere.
Somebody's a little jumpy tonight.
I'm so sorry. I'll clean this up. Sorry.
That's all right. What do you think I'm here for?
Carrie quickly and efficiently mops up the mess before refilling Dan's mug.
Thank you. And sorry again about the mess.
I've been running this diner for 17 years. Trust me, I've seen worse.
Right. I bet you have.
Do you need anything else?
I'm waiting for a friend. When he gets here, could you bring him some coffee as well?
Sure thing.
Carrie leaves to serve the few other customers scattered around the diner. Dan sits for a few minutes longer before his friend, James, arrives. Dan jumps to his feet as James approaches the table.
Mr. Thompson, thank you so much for coming.
Dan, I've told you 100 times. Just call me James. No need to be formal between friends, right?
Of course, of course, James.
The 2 men sit down, and Carrie comes to the table with a mug for James.
You didn't tell me your friend was Mr. Handsome himself.
You look just as beautiful as ever, dear.
You old flirt, I'm not 25 anymore, and you're married.
You two know each other?
I've been coming to this diner practically my whole life. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing Carrie out on the floor in a while, though.
One of my waitresses couldn't make it. She's got 3 kids, and they all have the flu.
Well, I'm glad she couldn't come. You look positively radiant tonight.
Oh, stop it. You get started on the coffee, and I'll bring you some pie.
Carrie walks away from the table. The 2 men watch her go.
That woman. Back in the day, she was something. If she hadn't been married, I would have proposed.
Well, it's really great that you got to see her, but I really need to talk to you about...
Dan, please. I can't talk business on an empty stomach.
I would really like to get this over with, Mr. Thompson.
How long have we known each other?
What?
How long, Dan?
Well, probably over 5 years now.
I think that after such a long time, you can just call me James.
Yes, right. I'm so sorry. A force of habit.
That's okay. You know, you really should relax. My blood pressure's going up just looking at you.
I've had a lot on my mind recently.
Take a break from worrying. You'll get an ulcer. Trust me, I know from experience. Before my son was born, I was working myself to death. But having a kid gives you a whole new perspective. I stopped worrying as much, spent more time with my family. I'll probably live longer because of it. You have kids, right?
Yes, 2 daughters.
That's it. Sometimes I wish I had a daughter. My son's 13 now, and I don't know what to do with him. He comes home last week, tells me, "Dad, I want to try out for the basketball team." I say, all right, so I get all of his papers sorted, his physical from the doctor, the school permission form, everything. Then I ask him, when are tryouts? And he tells me he doesn't want to do basketball anymore. Teenagers, they're so fickle.
He sounds like a handful.
Yeah, but I've just got the one. I wanted to have another, try for a girl, but the wife said no way. How old are yours?
9 and 7.
I did love the elementary school years. Kids are so excited when they're younger, Now I practically have to push my son out of bed so I can get him up for school in the morning.
I think it's already starting with my older one. Some days I have to go to her room 2 or 3 times to get her up.
I tell him it's practice for the real world when he's got a 9-to-5 job to go to.
How does he take that advice?
Not well. I don't think anyone can glare quite as well as a sleep-deprived teenager.
Carrie returns to the table with the pie.
There you go, handsome.
Now you've outdone yourself. What delicious confection do I get to partake in today?
Fresh strawberry rhubarb with vanilla bean ice cream. Your favorite.
Every time I come here, you spoil me.
James takes her hand and kisses her knuckles. She gives him a playful swat.
Hands off. You have better things to do than flirt with me, and I have other customers. Enjoy your pie.
After Carrie leaves, James takes a large bite of the pie.
Amazing like always. She's not just incredible for her looks. She turned this place around once she started working here.
Did she?
She brought the pie recipes and a work ethic you wouldn't believe. She bought the place out after 2 years. It went from a sleepy little money pit to a diner with class. I admire her for that.
It is pretty amazing. How exactly did you 2 meet?
She needed a little extra money to buy out the old owner. I was glad to help.
Oh, right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dan goes back to staring at his coffee mug while James savors his pie. When he has finished, he pushes the plate away with a sigh.
How are you doing, Dan?
What do you mean?
You call me, set up a meeting. You look like you've been sitting on rocks this whole time.
Now you're ready to talk business.
I'm not asking you as a businessman. I'm asking you as a friend.
Why do you keep saying that?
Saying what?
That we're friends.
Because we are.
I never got that impression.
Dan, let me tell you something. I have a lot of clients. Some are better than others. And with what I do, I usually don't get much closer to them than any professional would. But I like you. Genuinely. Do you want to know when I realized we could be friends?
When?
The first time we met face to face. Most of the people I work with, they keep things short and sweet. Strictly business. But no, you wanted to meet me in person. You're a very honest person, Dan, and I admire that. Think about it. Would I agree to meet with you like this if you weren't my friend?
Well, no, I never really thought about it that way.
We're friends. No 2 ways about it. Now please, tell me what's going on.
Okay. Do you remember my wife, Sarah?
I don't think we've met.
No, you haven't. But she was the reason I contacted you in the first place. About 6 years ago, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She had to quit her job because of the chemo, and things were slow where I was working, and our insurance wasn't the best. I went to you so we had enough for the treatments. I don't think you asked me why I needed the money.
I generally don't. Like I said, I'm not usually one for personal involvement.
Right. So the treatment worked and she went into remission.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Everything was great for a few years, but now she's not. We found out.
Dan takes a deep breath and tries to compose himself. James waits patiently for him to continue.
The cancer is back and it's spread. There's nothing they can do, it's just a matter of time. The doctors say probably in the next month.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Sarah and I, we're alright, you know. We've come to terms, I think, with what's going to happen. But I don't know what to say to my daughters. My younger one, she was too little to remember the first time around. But my older one, she remembers. And she remembers that Mommy got better. How do you tell your kid that her mom is going to die?
Don't give her false hope.
What?
You can't lie to her. You can't tell her that Sarah's going to live. She'll be crushed if your promise doesn't hold up.
I haven't promised her anything. It's like we're in limbo.
I don't have any other advice. You're in a tough situation.
Tough? More like devastating. Sarah's getting worse every day. My daughters are starting to notice. They're going to hate me. I know it. Hate me because I couldn't make Sarah better.
Dan, trust me when I say that your daughters will never hate you. They might not understand for a long time, but they could never really hate you.
I hope so.
James is about to respond when they are interrupted by Carrie.
How is the pie?
My darling, I don't know how you do it. It was perfection as usual. What's your secret?
If I told you, I'd be out of business.
I don't know what I'd do if this place ever went under.
Well, you're in luck, because it's staying open till the day I die.
The world is a better place for it.
Carrie rolls her eyes and takes his plate back to the kitchen.
Now, Dan, you have my deepest condolences. But this isn't just a social call. Why did you want to talk to me?
Sarah had to stop working again because of, you know. Things are going great at work for me. They really are. But Sarah doesn't have life insurance, and without her job, I don't know if I can cover the funeral expenses.
Does your wife know where you got the money?
I told her it was money my parents left me when they died.
I can't reduce the amount you owe, Dan.
I'm not asking for that. I just need a break from the payments for 2 months, maybe 3, just so I can have enough to give her the funeral she deserves.
This is quite a predicament you've put me in. Do you know what you're asking me to do?
I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't have even asked you. It was stupid of me. I'm sorry I wasted your time.
Dan begins to dig in his pockets for money for his coffee.
It's a predicament, but I can work around it.
What?
The people I work for, they're not happy when people don't pay. I'll cover you for 3 months. You can pay me back when you've paid off the rest.
Dan stares at James, speechless.
This isn't something I do a lot. I expect to be paid back in full, maybe with some interest.
Of course, anything you need. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's not a problem, really. I'm just looking out for you.
James checks his watch.
I've got to head home. My wife will be snippy if I get back too late. Good luck, Dan. I think you'll need it.
James leaves the diner. Dan remains in his seat, still in shock over the news. He spends a few minutes staring at his cold coffee before Carrie approaches. She puts a slice of pie down in front of Dan.
Oh, no, I didn't order anything.
Honey, I've learned a lot of things by running this diner. And one of them is when somebody needs a piece of pie, it's on the house.
Carrie gives Dan a comforting pat on the shoulder before leaving. He looks at the plate for a moment before taking a hesitant bite. Dan slowly eats the whole slice, silent tears running down his face.
The end. That was Carrie's All-Night Diner by Kallan Gustafson. The narrator was Michi Fields. Carrie was played by Lauren Odie, Dan was played by Adam Kane, and James was played by Walter Lutsch. Our next piece is If Cats Had Lawyers by Dwayne Yancey.
In a suburban house, there's a knock on the door. John, a married man, heads for the front door.
I'll get it. I'm coming.
John opens the door where a man in an ill-fitting suit is waiting.
Is this the Wellington residence?
Yes. May I ask?
Are you Mr. J.G. Wellington?
Yes, but
Congratulations, you've been served.
what is this?
Your problem now, buddy, not mine.
The process server quickly walks away while John studies the paperwork.
What in the world?
Who was it, honey?
I'm not sure. It looks like we're being sued.
What?
Right here, that's what it says.
For what? What's going on?
Negligence?
What have we been negligent about?
Failure to maintain standard of care?
Care for what?
Harassment?
Harassment? What is this?
Alienation of affection?
John, have you been having an affair?
No. But apparently we've been doing a lot of other things. Breach of confidence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, res ipsa loquitur? I don't even know what that means. Do you know what res ipsa loquitur means?
Let me see this. Who filed this anyway? Oh.
Who is it?
The cat.
The cat?
Says so right here. Plaintiff.
But how? Never mind how. I'm going to beat his sorry hide. That animal better be glad it has 9 lives. I'm going to grab him by the tail and wring it around his stupid neck.
John storms off in search of the family cat.
Now, John, don't do anything rash. I'm sure we can work something out.
Where is that mangy furball anyway?
Wait! That would be defamation. Ugh. I should have never let Fluffy watch all those court shows on TV.
The end. That was If Cats Had Lawyers by Dwayne Yancey. The narrator was Lauren Odie. The husband was played by Robert Frederiksen. The wife was played by Mallory Center. And the process server was Walter Lutsch. Now we'll take a quick break and be back after this.
This weekend only at Wild Mike's Discount Sundries. All of our stock must go by 9 p.m. Sunday night. So come to Wild Mike's Discount Sundries this weekend for your last chance to get the deals of a lifetime. Certain circumstances dictate that everything must sell, or she will file a restraining order. So, we are passing on the savings to you. We have a wide variety of stock, approximately 50% of the items the medium household might require. We're talking kitchenware, furniture, and even jewelry. Come down and take a gander at this beautiful bookshelf. The perfect gift for, say, a 3rd wedding anniversary. Only $40. This hand-carved statuette of a baby angel is the perfect gift to or from any mother-in-law, and it's a bargain to boot, only $20. And this may be your last ever chance to pick up this beautiful photo album for any special occasion. It's perfect for holding those cherished wedding photos. And only lightly used, $10. But wait, there's more. Our biggest sale of the weekend is this beautiful, genuine sterling silver ring. Apparently it's completely worthless. Just take it. So come on down to Wild Mike's Discount Sundries this weekend for this incredible sale, and my marriage are over.
Welcome back to the show. For our next script, we have Jury Duty by Eitan Lowenstein. In a jury selection waiting room, 2 men sit on a bench. Gregory reads a newspaper, and Dan plays on his cell phone. Amber paces back and forth in front of them.
Can't they let us go home already? I mean, we did our civic duty. We've sat in this boring-ass room all day and nobody needs us.
It's only 4:30. Court gets out at 5.
I'm so freaking bored!
I've finished with most of the paper if you're interested.
I am not. Ugh, the American justice system is lame.
Do you know how many soldiers died so you can sit in this room?
Not enough, obviously.
And what if you were on the other side? What if you were being tried for a crime? Would you rather have a judge who couldn't give 2 craps about you, or would you rather have a jury of your peers eager to set things right?
I have no peers. Who would judge me? Nobody. They'd have to let me go free.
Thanks for chiming in.
I had something funny to say.
I am terrified knowing you 2 represent our youth. It's selfish attitudes like yours that are ruining our country.
Well, Jesus, look who's got a bald eagle up his butt.
Don't tell me I'm un-American. I could have just stayed home, but no, I showed up. I'm here to do my jury, whatever.
Because they sent you a scary letter.
Only partially.
I'm unemployed. The $15 I'd be getting on a jury are better than what I'm getting playing Xbox back at my place.
Good Lord.
A clerk enters the room.
Looks like we're going to need one of you to sit in on a civil case. I'll be back to let you know which one it'll be.
A civil case. Is that a divorce?
2 people or companies seeking a monetary settlement.
Waste of our time.
That's not for you to decide. If they want a jury, they get a jury. It is carved in the Constitution.
2 people? Or we're 2 businesses trying to sue each other into oblivion? I dare them to pick me. I'll be like, throw this all out. Throw them all in jail. Tell them to settle it like men.
Because your time is more important than justice? This is not how you'd choose to earn your $15?
Because everyone's time is more important than listening to some rich people complain through their lawyers.
I happen to think a civil trial is just as honorable as a criminal one. There's nobility in helping settle disputes.
Well, I'm not worried because they're never going to pick me. I'm terrible with business things and numbers. Really bad. I almost failed algebra twice.
My cat can do algebra.
It cannot.
No. I don't even have a cat. I have a dog. I have no idea why I went with cat for the joke.
Hope those lawyers like explaining things 7 or 8 times.
Some lawyers prefer that so they can lead you down the path of numbers step by step. Ignorance of math will not get you out of service.
Plus those jackholes get paid by the hour. The only thing that will get you out is extreme prejudices. I think civil trials are a load of bull. I think... What's it called when you're suing for money even though you didn't actually lose anything?
Punitive damages.
Hogwash! Waste of our tax dollars.
What do tax dollars have to do with anything?
Who's paying for these BS trials? We are. The American people will not stand idly by while the courts are overrun with money. This is not what Douglas Adams had in mind when he wrote the Declaration of Independence. Justice does not only belong to the rich, justice for all. Attica, Attica, Attica!
The judge will see right through your little game. You'll be on the jury for sure. They love making brats like you sit around and watch a trial take place, teach you how the real world operates.
Ha! Brat.
There is only one way out of service, proving yourself to be smarter and more legally knowledgeable than the lawyers. They hate that more than anything. That's why I know to keep my mouth shut when asked questions. I don't want to be excluded because of my background.
You must be some kind of fancy-pants, high-priced lawyer.
Well, no, I'm not a lawyer myself. I'm just very interested in law.
Did you go to law school?
No, I just read law books, legal journals, reviews, things like that. It's a hobby of mine.
That is the worst hobby I've ever heard of.
I find it fascinating. The whole judicial system amuses me.
What do you do, since you're obviously too smart to be a lawyer?
I am an aspiring novelist.
That is awesome! You're unemployed just like me!
I am not unemployed. I am aspiring. I have almost had 2 of my tomes published.
What are you, 60?
I'm 52. There's nothing wrong with taking a few years to get started.
Maybe there's something wrong with your cruddy books.
My stories happen to be both beautiful and skillful. They cut through social fabric like a knife. The words float and dance on the page, revealing the truth within.
But nobody likes them.
People will like them once they read them. I speak for the intellectual masses.
The unemployed intellectual masses. Huge target market there.
I am not unemployed. I am aspiring. There is a difference.
In your weekly paycheck?
In honor.
Get yourself an Xbox. Learn how to be unemployed for real.
So this is your hobby, trying to get on juries?
It is one of the ways I pass my time, yes. I see no shame in volunteering to be a part of our system.
That is so sad. Someone who does jury duty for fun.
It's a beautiful thing. You will appreciate it one day. Every year I get a letter in my mailbox asking me to be an active citizen of this country. If I don't, I write until they send me one. To touch the life of someone or someone's and hand them justice. It is a gift few receive.
While you're waiting for publishers to call you back.
You are terrible people, and I say this as someone who sat on 3 murder trials.
Gregory Podunk, you're on.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Seriously.
Gregory jumps up and gathers his things. He salutes Amber and Dan and exits with the clerk.
So, you want to make out or something?
No!
That's cool. Just floating it out there.
So gross. Only 20 more minutes.
The end. That was Jury Duty by Eitan Lowenstein. The narrator was Walter Lutsch. Amber was played by Rebecca Reeder. Gregory was played by Adam Kane. Dan was played by Robert Frederiksen. And the clerk was played by Michi Fields. After a short commercial, we'll be right back.
Are you in need of a mode of transport that makes you look cool and also aloof from the rules of society? Is a car far too mainstream and also out of your price range? You need something half-priced and made out of particle board. I'm talking, of course, about the fantastic four-wheeled conveyance known as the skateboard. Able to take you from point A to point B at a speed equaling that of a brisk walk, the skateboard really increases velocity on downhill slopes when you achieve momentum rivaling that of a wounded gazelle, but without the ability to stop. You must be asking yourself, at such speeds, how will I stay on top of this miraculous vehicle? Well, with patented sandpaper technology, your feet will stay solidly locked. If the skateboard loses control, have no fear of tumbling off. You're going down with the ship. When people stop by and ask, gee, what created this marvelous wreckage? You can say, why, it was my Skidmark brand skateboard. Now could you please call 911? Fashioned out of old motel diving boards, duct taped to recycled roller skate wheels, this magnificent skating platform is a steal at only $278.34. Your face will never meet the pavement with such joy. Insurance policies available upon request.
Welcome back to the show. And to close out our season finale, we have Who Called the Psychic by Kallan Gustafson.
Andy walks slowly back to his apartment, savoring the late afternoon sun before he has to venture indoors once again. He meanders up the 2 flights of stairs and gazes wistfully out into the open air one more time before opening the door. To his surprise, the apartment is shrouded in darkness and smells of incense.
Jake? Tyler? Are you guys home?
Come in, Andy. We were just about to begin.
Andy rolls his eyes and ventures into the living room. He finds his 2 roommates sitting in front of a single flickering candle on the floor.
Do I want to know what's going on?
Join us. We're about to conduct the ceremony.
What ceremony?
To find what has been lost.
Okay then. Tyler, how did he rope you into this?
Well, I wasn't going to at first, but Constance is the real deal. She knew all my grandparents' names and what my mom told me last time we talked.
Who's Constance?
The bathroom door opens and a woman in multicolored robes sweeps into the room. She gracefully sits down next to Jake and motions to Andy.
Please sit. We must have all of you present for the ceremony to work.
No. Just no. I told you before, Jake, I'm not going to be part of any more of your crazy schemes. So whatever this is, I want it out of the apartment.
Andy, give her a chance. She's really a psychic.
Why did you bring a psychic into our apartment?
She's going to help me find my phone.
Your phone?
It disappeared last night. I've looked everywhere. I can't find it.
So you hired a psychic?
Yeah?
I hope you donate your body to science someday so they can figure out how your brain works. I'm going to my room and putting my stuff away. When I'm back, I want her gone.
Are you refusing to take part in the ceremony?
That is exactly what I'm doing.
You might as well be confessing to taking my phone. Where is it?
What? I didn't steal your phone.
Then why don't you want to take part in the ceremony?
Because it's stupid, and I don't want to.
You just know it's going to reveal what you did.
That is the dumbest thing I've heard all day. Tyler, back me up.
Huh? What?
I'm going to have to do this, aren't I? Fine, I'll do your ceremony. This better be over quick. I have a math test tomorrow I need to study for.
Let us join hands.
You're joking.
Why do we hold hands?
So that I may feel everyone's energy and allow us to combine our abilities.
Wow.
Tyler, shut up.
While the others join hands, Andy keeps his to himself. A glare from Jake makes Andy reluctantly complete the circle.
I'm feeling a lot of negative energy from you, Andrew. Please calm your emotions.
Seriously, Andy, I don't want you messing this up.
Okay. I'm calm. Just get on with it.
I can feel that your energies are very familiar with each other. Have you lived together long?
We've lived together for 1.5 years, but we've known each other for longer.
Good. Your connection will make it easier to find the phone.
Because that makes total sense.
Don't be rude, Andy. You're not the psychic. She is. Doesn't have to make sense to you.
Please quiet yourselves. Now, Jacob, how long have you been in possession of your phone?
About 7 months.
And when did you last see it?
Last night. I responded to a text from my mom after dinner, and I haven't seen it since.
Very well. I will now make some preparations for the ceremony. You can release hands for now.
Constance reaches into her robes and pulls out a small bowl and several vials. She mixes together a concoction while the others watch.
You know, you look kind of familiar. Have we met before?
Perhaps our spirits have met in our dreams.
No, I mean in real life. Seriously, have we met?
Constance ignores Andy and finishes her potion.
I will now call upon the spirit of the phone to guide us to its location.
Phones don't have spirits.
Constance throws her head back and begins to sway from side to side.
Reveal yourself, phone. Come back from the shadows. Return to the light.
Did somebody take it?
I feel no malicious intent.
So glad I'm off the hook.
I was just making sure.
Constance suddenly stops moving.
The phone is in this room.
Wow, really amazing deduction.
Oh, can you tell us anything else?
It is in a dark place, hidden from view.
Can we look for it?
No, its location will crystallize in time.
Whatever you're doing isn't working. Let's just look for it.
She just said it takes time.
Andrew, please allow the ceremony to take its natural course.
Hey, I think I know where I've seen you before.
Didn't she say you guys met each other? In your dreams?
No, Tyler, not the dream thing. Did we have a sociology class together last quarter?
Please stop asking questions. I'm trying to divine an answer.
We totally did. I sat behind you.
Your interruption is making me lose my connection.
Andy, shut up!
Yeah, you're gonna mess up the ceremony.
Your name isn't Constance, it's Emily. Why are you pretending to be a psychic?
Well, that's just great. Way to be a killjoy, Andrew. I'm out of here. Find your stupid phone yourself.
Constance gathers her things and leaves in a huff.
You just have to ruin everything, don't you?
I didn't ruin anything. She's not a real psychic. She's Emily from my sociology class last quarter.
She is a real psychic. She knew a bunch of stuff about me. How else would she know?
Tyler, all she had to do was look at your Facebook. You put everything on there.
Oh.
I don't care if she was a fake or not. She was my last chance at finding my phone, and now that chance is gone.
Andy rolls his eyes and takes out his phone. He taps the screen a few times and waits. A faint ring is heard from the couch. Andy gets up and digs the phone out of the cushions. He tosses it to Jake.
You seriously did not have Tyler call your phone to find it? You're ridiculous.
It didn't cross my mind.
Unbelievable. This is the last time something like this happens, okay? We have enough going on in this apartment without fake psychics showing up.
Andy gathers his things and goes to his room, shaking his head all the while.
He doesn't seem very happy.
Yeah. I guess it's a good thing we didn't call the Wiccans instead.
The end. That was Who Called the Psychic by Kallan Gustafson. The narrator was played by Michi Fields. Andy was played by Rob Jones. Jake was played by Robert Frederiksen. Tyler was played by Trent Browning. And Constance was played by Rebecca Reeder. We've come to the end of another broadcast day and wrapped up another season of student-produced radio theater. A big thank you to the writers who contributed to this episode: Dwayne Yancey, Kallan Gustafson, and Eitan Lowenstein. The Viking Radio Theater theme music was written and composed by Kat Miller. I'd also like to take a moment to thank every member of Viking Radio Theater's cast and crew. Whether you auditioned for or acted in an episode, wrote a piece that we produced, edited an episode, worked on sound effects, or just came to meetings to help out, you made our second season the best yet. We'll be back for season 3 in the fall, but until then you can catch up on all of the episodes from our first and second seasons on YouTube. Until next time, take care, and thanks for listening.